Endurance is the name of the game for the fourth and final race of this weekend. Richard Chamberlain is back on pole position, but no luxury of a driver change for him. Revving up next door, it's the Lamborghini of the Webb brothers.
Thank you, Michelle. Here we go for the final time, as Michelle says, this weekend. Let's do battle again. And Richard Chamberlain has that pole position, but alongside him is the GTC car of James Webb. John Seal and Bon Grimes on the second row. Lackey Christopher and John Dillon on row 3. Graham DeZille and Gareth Downing on the fourth row. Fifth row is Chris Brosser and Graham Tilley. Sixth row is John Whitehouse, Josh Jackson. Row 7, Dale Shelton and David Holloway. Chris Murphy and Chris Carr on the 8th row. 9th row is Brent Millage, David Franklin and Mal Samford on the 10th row. So here we go. It is again Richard Chamberlain that has control of this field for this 50-minute pit stop race. And he's not going to be changing. By the sounds of it, neither's James Webb. He's going to be doing it on his own, but we never know for definite whether they're going to switch over or not, these two brothers. And off we go for this 50 minutes, and Bon Grimes is trying to go with him, but he's got that green peril on the inside of him, Kermit, as he is painted on the back of that car, I promise you, on the Lamborghini Huracan GT3. John Seal has wrestled his way into third, and he's already looking for second up the inside of the Super Trofeo of James Webb. James Webb was kind of hung out to dry somewhat there as soon as he was off that apex. John Seal didn't need a second invite. There's the two Porsches going at it as well. David Franklin leading GTB. But he was fighting there with Brent Millage, who has really progressed brilliantly in that car during the course of this weekend. As we say, new to him. Look at that. Gareth Downing in that Mosler's got himself up into third place already. Absolutely cracking for him there as he's got his way through. From where did he start? 8th on the grid, and he's fought his way up into third on the road. So it's GTO, GTO, GTO. It is at the moment Richard Chamberlain that has the honours in the number 5 Porsche. But you could see that he was being harried, first of all, by John Seal. And there's Gareth Downing already looking towards the inside as they got to Brundle and Nelson. Surely not there. But is he going to apply the power as they head towards the bomb hole? Again, he's having a little look. GTC battle raging already. James Webb in the number 13 yellow and black Super Trofeo has it from Bon Grimes. Don't forget, Bon's going to be handing over to Johnny Molam. Rather famous name in GT racing. And look at this, Gareth Downing. Please, can we have this car to the end, because he's absolutely flying all over the back of John Seal's Lamborghini GT3. And he's just got to find a gap big enough for that monster Mosler. And already he's got the power down as he heads down the centre straight towards Richards. Is he going to do it? Is he going to sweep across his nose? Doesn't even need to do that. A cracking move there. He got the power down well on the exit of Murray's, and he got the move done before he even got to Richards. Kicking up the dust there, John Seal. So he just got a little bit unsettled by that. Ooh, and Graham Tilley was having a look up the inside of the GTH car of number 21. Josh Jackson starting that one. As we head down, great to see. The BMW of Dale Shelton just had a bit of a twitch as they got towards the hairpin there, but he managed to gather it up, and he's kept the 21 car behind him. Josh Jackson wasn't able to take advantage of it. Doesn't need to. The 71 car, of course, is in a completely different class. But, as we've seen time and time again, it doesn't matter. That GTA car is doing well to fight it out after the problems they had yesterday. Talking and fight it out. Look at this GTC Noah's Ark 2x2, but it's actually the Lamborghini that's got the honours at the moment. Great job there by the 26 car of John Dillon, Spirit of Race Ferrari, holding on to that position. And I thought the Mosler was going to try and make up another place at the end of the Bentley straight there. Wow, that's sort of such a tightening part of the course there, but he certainly had a little sneaky snifter towards the inside as they went to the left-hand sweep even of Brundle and Nelson. Still he sat there. Is he going to look up the inside in towards Murray? Surely both of these cars are too big to go side by side there. And he just sits there. Now he's going to apply the power as he gets onto the start-finish straight. The same move as last time. He's certainly got the noise pedal down the full way. And as he crosses the line, it looks like he just about had the nod. And Richard Chamberlain still trying to come back at him. He's going to have the inside line. But no, the Moser just sweeps across his nose and puts pay to the challenge for now. Now it's keep everything crossed that car can see it to the end, as they're still ironing out the teething problems for 2019. Richard Chamberlain's not falling away at the moment, is he? As they go through Wilson, back on the power, heading towards the left-hander of Palmer here at Snetterton. There's the GTH leader number 44. That is John Whitehouse, handing over to Steve Ruston later. Just behind him is Chris Prosser, leading GTA, so they are the respective class leaders. And GTA's second place car, Graham Tilley, just runs wide on the exit of Rich's there. But again, no great problem. He's able to just drive it through the grass, back onto the tarmac, but certainly lost a few places there. Lucky Cristoforo there, look at that. The number 27 Ferrari still all over the back of James Webb's Lamborghini. This is for GTC honours as we stand at the moment, as they make their way through the bomb hole. And is it still the honours? We need to just check to see whether Bon Grimes is around and about, because it was a Lucky Christopher looking towards the inside. Remember, he's going to be handing that car over to Adam Carroll before long as well, but not quite able to make the move there. But it's mighty close. And you see, it's probably just unsettled him along the straight, and the power of the Lamborghini kicks back in again. And the number 27 Ferrari doesn't quite have an answer as it stands at the moment. But he still there. Now we've got the GTH versus GTA. The GTA car of 79, Chris Prosser, dives up the inside. Ooh, and he just lets the rear end hang out through Murray's there, which suddenly means the McLaren gets the power down. Steve Ruston dives back up the inside. Sorry, John Whitehouse started that car this time. So John Whitehouse dives up the inside and retakes that position onto the start-finish straight. Not for group honours, as we said before. Although you never know, as the 79 car could be doing favours for their sister car that is a GTH car. David Franklin, a bit of a Porsche triple header there, isn't it? But the 911 car is a GTB, whereas it's a GTH Porsche of Chris Carr just ahead of him. Be handing over to Dino Zamparelli next time. And then you've got the GTH number 15 of David Holloway. So that's actually for second in GTH. David Holloway has it. He'll be handing over to Piers Johnson for the second part of this race. So that is genuinely for between second and third in this fight. No real fight at the moment. Richard Chamberlain sat there quite comfortably at the moment. We saw him get passed by the Mosler, but sadly I think that car has fallen by the wayside, which is a shame after its fight back through. And still James Webb having to keep the 27 car behind. Lucky Christopher trying desperately to fight his way ahead of the Lamborghini, but not able to at the moment. Oh, and another wobble there from the 79 car, the Ginetta of Chris Prosser, just as he came into at the end of the Bentley Straight to Brundle and Nelson, but he got it tamed again and he lives to fight another day, and that just enabled the McLaren 44 to pull away. Now the pit stops have started, and it's the 55 car that dives in early and is going to be handing over to Jamie Stanley. There comes Bonamy Grimes in number 22. He's going to be throwing that over to Johnny Molan. Two great names taking over these cars. We also saw the Dezille's car coming in, number 19, and Graham started that. Dan Dezille will be taking over. And as we sort of wait for all of this to play out, it looks as though the 55 car was ahead of Richard Chamberlain, but I've got a feeling that Chamberlain is yet to stop. Now we get the change. Callum Jenkins going to be taking over that 79. David Franklin just sits there, I would say patiently, but I'm sure there's no such thing. Oh, and just as the 79 car wanted to come out, Mal Stanford, the Aston Martin, was exiting the pit, so he just had to wait. Now we've got in the 26, the first time we've really seen him in race trim, Rui Aguas out there. That's going to be interesting. Through goes Lucky Cristoforo. He manages to dive up past the number 13, and in comes our leader. The number 5 car of Richard Chamberlain does now pit, and he's just going to be sat there. Opens the door to get a bottle of water, well needed in these temperatures. There's the GTH leader, Steve Ruston, now at the wheel of that car, I believe, and pretty certain that they have pitted. Look at this great in-camera action that we see the fight for the lead, and Richard Chamberlain is out of the pits before this 55 car of Jamie Stanley even makes it onto the start-finish straight. So that really has played out with the success penalties difference. There was about 10 seconds extra for that 55 car in the pits, and you see they've got quite a lot to make up. Surely Jamie Stanley can't do that. It looked like an awful amount to make up. 79 leading Group GTA. Callum Jenkins behind the wheel, and he has made it up. Jamie Stanley is now all over the back of Richard Chamberlain's Porsche, and already as they exit Agostini in the infield section, he is looking to try and make the pass. This is for outright and GTO honours as we stand at the moment, and he's got himself towards the side. That's going to be the inside line, and sweeps his way through as they go onto the Bentley Straight again. Williams looked like a good spot for him to do that. It was just plenty of space for him to dive up the inside. And Richard Chamberlain's coming back at him now, but isn't quite close enough. He's probably more just trying to pressurise Jamie Stanley into a mistake. Is there such a thing? Is it possible to pressurise Jamie Stanley into a mistake? I'm not sure, but it's worth a go. And there we go is the 22 car of Johnny Molam leading Group GTC. He has taken over that car and he's managed to scamper away from the rest of the field, although he's got Adam Carroll, 27 is the second place GTC. Rui Aguas there in number 26 is trying to come back at them as well. He's all over the back of the number 13. This is for third place in GTC by my reckoning. And James Webb desperately trying to keep that Ferrari. The good to see them back. What's this? This is a very wild, great slow-mo there from the number 27 car. So that's Adam Carroll. Not really a mistake, but just had to gather it up a little bit. So he'd have lost a bit of time, but kept it off the dirt there as the number 55 car comes through onto the start-finish straight again. And it does look as though he's going to come through. It is the checkered flag this time. Yes, it is. So 55, Jamie Stanley and John Seal, they take the GTO honours. 22, Bonamy Grimes and Johnny Molam take GTC. There goes the 79. Chris Prosser and Callum Jenkins, they take GTA. GTH goes the way of number 44. Is it? No, because coming down to the last corner, it is the number 88 car. We saw him closing in. Dino Zamparelli, what a man to be hunting you down at the end, but he can't quite get the noise pedal down loud enough as they come onto the start-finish straight. That came down to the final corner on the final lap, as I was assuming that GTH had already gone the way of John Whitehouse and Steve Ruston. It did in the end, but not as easy. So John Seal, Jamie Stanley take GTO. GTC, Bonamy Grimes and Johnny Molam. GTH goes to Steve Ruston and John Whitehouse, closely challenged by Chris Carr and Dino Zamparelli. And another GTB victory. Great weekend for David Franklin in a Valor Racing Porsche. He's enjoyed himself, as we saw in his own interview, and it really was fantastic. What a race here at Snetterton. All four races done and dusted. What does that mean for the standings? Well, John Whitehouse and Steve Ruston lead the way in their GTH car with 195 points. With 176 is Lucky Christoforu in the number 27 car leading GTC. Then it's Jamie Stanley and John Seal in third place ahead of the Webbs in their Huracan Super Trofeo.
It's good. I did what I had to do and Jamie did the rest, so it works well.
Did a really cracking job to bring that car home, as difficult as it was to drive just then, so it was a really good race.
Another tremendous weekend of racing in the GT Cup Championship 2019. The drivers are off for a very well-deserved break. We will see you, same place, Snetterton, but in a couple of months. Take care.